gone. What is influential now? Influencers. Okay, Sneeko. I watched Sneeko convert to Islam, yeah? I don't know why he's converted to Islam. He's gay. So he's converted to Islam.
Bro, what is he on about, bro?
Bro, it's like, for the last 5 minutes, he's been saying, yeah, Qatar's done this and this person's done this. Yeah. And Patrick Bet David sitting there scratching his armpits, like and not challenging him at all. Like he's wasted all that time flying there to just ask him a few crappy questions. Yeah. He's not challenging him at all. So now Tommy Robinson, that one functioning brain cell that was rattling around in his head like a skittle, even that's given up now as well. And he's just talking nonsense now, frankly.
Just imagine the people back in the day when they would have to travel certain distances for months or even years. What is one thing that they would carry with them? The Quran. Why? Because they did not have it on their mobile devices or their gadgets. Brothers and sisters, imagine you have a app, the Qurani app, which not only shows you how much rewards you get, but reminds you to read the Quran, gives you reminders. Download the Qurani app now and let it testify for you on Yawm al-Qiyamah that you read it wherever you was. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, brothers and sisters and dear friends. Patrick Bet David, an Islamophobe as worse as Tommy Robinson, decided to fly to Tommy Robinson. People used to travel, like you said, in another
for
video,
knowledge, innit?
For knowledge, but he's traveling to decrease his knowledge. to
lose knowledge.
to lose knowledge, yeah. Because Tommy Robinson can't get to the USA because the people at the top they're jealous. They want to take him down because they're speaking the truth. No, because he tried to get into the US with a fake passport.
Oh, okay.
In Canada, he went to prostitutes. In UK, he does cocaine parties. And
that escalated quickly.
It did, and so it's not because he wants to speak the truth and people are trying to stop him. No, so he flew out to a specific island just to interview him. So you can see the agenda behind.
Was it Epstein's island?
I won't be surprised. I will not be surprised at all. It might be, it might not be. We don't know this. Okay, let's go. Here we go.
If the police went in and tried to stop them, there's a riot, and the police know it. So constantly they just allow it. That you saw the Palestinian demonstrations. You saw the hatred. They called him for gassing the Jews. Literally the most hatred we've seen on our streets of our capital city, and the police are standing there, big smiles on their faces. Yet if it was a British...
How much influence do Jews have in UK?
Just one question to Tommy Robinson. Can you please provide or show a legitimate, like a protest happening, and they're spewing hatred against Jews? Not the Zionists. Not because they're colonizers. Not because they're settlers.
And not the odd person that's making a comment here and there, because we can do that with every march.
Exactly.
We want the theme of the march to be about this, because we all know what happened in America when a woman did a NAZ I salute, and then she ended up being a Jewish owner of 2 cafes.
Exactly.
Do you see? So sometimes...
Exactly. So bring it. If you say you're not lying, you're telling the truth, please bring it.
Small community in the UK. Now, there's obviously the conspiracy which comes from the genuine Nazis and far right, that the Jews control everything. I think if they control everything and they control the media, they're not doing a very good job, are they? Because everything's attacking them. And
because there was a tweet exchange between you and Dan Bilzerian, I believe. Rob, if you want to pull that one up, there was
limits.
Do you have it? Do you know which one I'm talking about? Where slavery, money, and then you responded back to him. Let's see which one it is. I'll pull it up here. He said you will remain a slave as long as you worship May 31st. He said this at one of Tate's tweets. You respond back, said, Iran's bitch talking about escaping slavery. Dan's been very critical of Jews, right? Very. And I don't know if Tate, do you and Tate have a relationship together?
So me and Tate, before he was Tate, we're from the same town. So yeah, we do. Yeah, we're friends.
Friends till today?
Friends till today.
Till today.
So what's happened is, this is my view.
So he talks about Dan Bilzerian. Says, now there's not everything I agree with everything he says, but the point is this: if there's anyone that's anyone's bitch, excuse my language, Tommy Robinson, you are the biggest bitch to Zionism and Israel, and you've made that like so much so that you call yourself a patriot. You put Israel and Zionism before your own people.
But even before you say that, it's they make it seem like this is some absurd, weird thing. This guy's been in prison. He's missed a lot of things that's been happening, maybe because he's been watching these inappropriate sites or whatnot, just to pass the time. But he should know that the chairman of the Republican Jewish Coalition and former U.S. Senator, former Norm Coleman, he, alongside Dershowitz, have admitted, we do control these things. What's his name? Zuckerberg, he's with us. Scott Altman, the guy who owns ChatGPT, and so on and so forth. So these are the people that constantly make these claims. So we're not saying it. We're saying, can you speak to your friends there? Because you said you're Zionist first and you'd fight for Israel first. So can you speak to your guys there?
And you haven't gone to the IDF, by the way, to fight. I don't know why.
Yeah, because you said if something was to happen, you'd be there. Now that you've left prison, get off your island and off you pop.
Yeah, because you're a little wimp. You can't go anywhere. You're a flipping intellectual midget.
Like, if you look at Qatar are spending...
But you know what, I want to preface this. The reason why I'm saying this is, if Jews are as powerful as they are, and they own all these politicians around the world, how is UK in the state that it is, where Muslims are able to do what they're doing, with getting away with it? If Jews...
So first, the premise is this. Where did you get this? Muslims are doing what they're doing again. What are Muslims doing and what are they getting away with? What the flip hell are you talking about? If there is anyone that's getting away with genocide, mass murder, hitting sovereign countries, yes, and controlling America with AIPAC, yes, and buying out these sellouts, yes, it's the Zionists. So I'm confused. The premise here is, where did you even get this truth that Muslims, what are Muslims doing in the UK? What's he talking about?
It doesn't make any sense, bro. On the 1 week we're banning the burqa getting banned, but we're not talking about banning any Jewish clothing.
Yes.
The other week we're talking about halal week possibly getting halal meat possibly getting banned. Nothing being mentioned about kosher meat. Then Ofcom, they on Financial Times they're saying the headline is Muslims treated differently by newspapers, says press watchdog. So when the newspapers are constantly spewing anti-Muslim stuff, you've got politicians like Suella Braverman, Sajid Javed and the likes, now even Boris Johnson just calling remember when he was calling Muslim women letterboxes, and the guy, nothing happened to him. But when it comes to somebody saying stuff about Jewish people, like recently, this guy is not even a politician. David Williams does a salute, a Nazi salute, he's doing a joke or something like that. It's all over the news. It's a problem. You've got this guy saying this in his lyrics, the baby saying this, or this individual saying this, what's his name, Wiley saying what he's doing. It's all over the news, front page, everyone's discussing it. But Islamophobic comments, people can say them all day long. Some far right guy's gonna say these guys don't believe in free speech, mate. No one would say that to even Preeti Patel. Somebody did a cartoon of her looking like a cow. It was on the front page. It was in the earlier pages of people saying this is harmful, this is disrespectful to her religion.
I thought you couldn't speak about Muslims though. I thought they were forbidden. Like this. Oh, okay, interesting.
This much power.
Well, they're not. It's an easy way out is to blame the Jews for everything. So even Muslims, even when it comes to ISIS or terrorism, they say, they're Jewish groups. Everything's Jewish groups. That's a false flag. That was the Jews. That was a terrorist system. Because it's nothing to do with us. That was Jews as well. Everything's the Jews. Now, with the anti-Jew hatred, I think Mein Kampf, Hitler's book.
They don't say it's a Jewish group.
Yes.
What they say is, why is it that they've never attacked Israel and they're too busy attacking their own Muslim brothers?
Yes.
That's the thing that they say. That's number one. Number two, and you can search this up on Haaretz, why is it that when something happens to ISIS, Israelis are taking them into their hospitals and then treating them?
Yes.
Exactly. These are questions. Are we allowed to ask questions?
Yes, exactly.
Do we have free speech, Mr. Robinson?
Who attacked USS Liberty? JF Kennedy. Yes, there's the laughing Jews when 9/11 happened. I mean, look, some questions, my friend.
The Lavon affair.
We wait for them to get declassified.
The false flag attack, which you're going to be mentioning.
Island, who he was working for Mossad. Yes, bringing in these people.
Harvey Weinstein.
Yes, okay,
the Hollywood producer that keeps touching women.
Yes, exactly. We're just making it up, of course.
It's 7% Jew hatred. The Quran is 11%. Take Israel out of the equation. Muhammad hated the Jews.
Whoa. Did he just say take Israel out of the equation?
Oh.
Whoa.
Anti-Semite.
Nah.
Anti-Semite.
Nah.
Now, I get called a Zionist, I get called a Zionist all the time.
Whoa, pause. Sorry. What do you mean? I get called a Zionist. You call yourself a Zionist.
You tripping moron. Yes, what a moron.
Me all the time saying I'm funded by... I've never received any funding. I just give my honest opinion. Israel is surrounded by totalitarian Islam.
Did Shulman support you, or
Nope.
Robert Shulman?
I've never spoken to Robert Shulman in my life.
Story saying,
Oh yeah, they're definitely
You know this.
they're definitely stupid. They're gonna definitely come and fund you directly. They're gonna do it indirectly. No, I forgot. Yeah. Is that
Well, I thought you remember the references, innit?
Nice.
anything like that.
I worked, so I had this with, so say like, Daz Zildjian, whatever his name is he making money on YouTube? Because if he is, the owners of YouTube are Zionists, which means he's receiving funding from Zionists. That's what they've done to me. So I work for Ezra Levant. I've never met Robert.
Ezra Levant.
Yeah.
Who's Ezra?
Zionist.
Ezra.
He's a Zionist, owns Rebel Media, used to work for him. Yes, like he's a Zionist that controls. Look, he's got a media outlet, and he would be doing what? What would he be pushing out? Didn't Kanan Robinson, when we interviewed him, say he used to work for you, that he used to be happy when he was working for Rebel Media? Anytime a terrorist attack happened by Islamic ISIS, whatever, yeah, you were happy that your own people were getting killed by these nutters, and you was happy because it fulfilled your agenda. That's what kind of scum you are.
Ezra is a
Rebel Media.
Rebel Media, yes.
He's Jewish in Canada.
Right.
I work for him. It was £5,000 a month wage. Yeah. And because Bob Shillman gave donations or funding to Ezra, I've never met him. Never.
Oh.
Listen, he didn't meet him, bro. Listen, he didn't get paid. It's like me getting paid by Iran or Saudi, but it's not directly from Mohammed bin Salman, bro. It's through his uncle's cousin that goes through an agency that works in a newsletter shop, and he gave it through a sweet. It's like, yeah, but I never got paid. Do you think we're stupid? Do you think we're dumb? You are number one. You are the biggest funded. One of the biggest funded individuals. Yes, okay, and why? Because of your false agenda. It's as clear as that. So don't lie. Dan Bilzerian, he's a self-made. I don't know how he's made. He's a millionaire for that matter, and he's not paid by anybody for that matter. So subhanallah. But it gets interesting. It comes to Sneeko and Andrew Tate. Let's carry on.
The same as, in fact, any company. If you pick any company and you look somewhere, there'll be some Jewish person involved in it. They'll say, "Oh, you're receiving funding from Jews." That's what they've done.
And what are you? What do you believe in? Are you a Christian? Are you a Jew? What would you say? Do you believe in God?
Yeah, I'm a Christian.
You're a Christian.
I'm a Christian. Yeah, I've been pushed more. So I used to say that I didn't believe. My mum was a Catholic, brought up, but then as I've seen the attacks on Christianity, and I've also seen the decay in British society, and the fall of Britain has come from the fall of belief. Since we've stopped believing, and what built Great Britain? Christianity. What built everything about us, everything about our nation that everyone wants to come to it and make it a success was built on Christianity. Since that's descended, since it's been coming under attack, since people have left it, it's left a void, and that void's being filled. And if we want to understand and remember who we are, as part of our identity.
He's even afraid to say filled by what? By what? By Islam. Say he's afraid. It's filled by Islam. He sees it as a massive threat. I think in prison he was like, how is Islam growing so fast? I believe it's false. I think this really shakes him. He doesn't even want to mention it. Since we left Christianity, the void's been fulfilled. By? Finish your sentence. It just moves on. By Islam.
And you know what's interesting? He's not going to mention the fact that the UK made a lot of its money from slavery, from colonization.
Yes.
Colonization, 200 years of Hindustan, India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, that used to be one of the top when it came to economy. And when the Brits left, they bought and they literally pillaged that country. It's to such a degree that even the Americans had enough of the British, and they went and they started their own country because they were getting oppressed by the UK so much. Till today, they celebrate Independence Day. Independence Day from whom? From here, from the UK. Is this Christian values? Crusaders. And you guys need to search this up. All you need to search is Crusaders eating Muslims. Did you know this?
No.
Yes.
Eating?
Yes. You know what? We need to get to the bottom. Crusaders eating Muslims.
Savage. That's what we call savage.
It's called the Siege of Ma'ara, yeah?
Wow.
The Siege of Ma'ara.
Yeah.
It's infamous for claims of widespread cannibalism committed by the Crusaders. Don't chat to me ever again. Don't chat to me ever again about Christian values.
Yeah.
Tommy?
Yeah. We're going to come to that, by the way.
Because Christianity does have good values. I'm talking about Tommy Robinson's version of Christianity that I know a lot of you people disagree with. So let me make that clear. Ak.
I say some people, if you don't believe in Christianity, you don't have to believe in Jesus. That's what built us as a nation. That must be protected. That's part of our identity. But when it comes to the Israel and Jew things, I think Qatar, if you look at Qatar spent nearly £750 million in funding Islamic organisations across Europe. Radical jihadist mindset. Qatar are behind it. They've been allowed to buy every port in our country. They own half of London. Our politicians have sold their souls to Qatar. Yeah? And Qatar come in. Now, what Qatar used to do, and these countries used to do, they used to fund little charities, Islamic charities, and they'd fund them to be on the streets calling for Dawah.
Okay, we're on the streets calling for Dawah. I've been doing this for about 13 years. I have not got a single penny from Qatar. I don't know what this guy's talking about. I know many Dawah tables, by the way, many of them.
Yeah.
I don't know any of them. Some of them actually struggle. Yes, okay, we don't get paid. So what the fuck is he talking about? Bro, listen, every accusation is a confession. Okay, you get paid. So you're bringing Qatar into this. What are you talking about?
The thing is that he talks about getting paid. He's like, no, I got paid by Ezra. Yeah, but Ezra got paid by Robert Shillman.
Yeah.
That's number one. And he didn't mention the fact that when he was jailed, Middle East Forum, who's the former employee of the Israeli Minister of Defense, Greg Roman, he admitted in a statement to financing him, organizing his protest,
court fees,
and bringing foreign pressure to secure his release.
I wonder why. Because they love Tommy?
Well, that's gone. What is influential now? Influencers. Okay, Sneeko. I watched Sneeko convert to Islam, yeah? I don't know why he's converted to Islam. He's gay. So he's converted to Islam.
Bro, what is he on about, bro?
Bro, it's
what
like,
is he on about,
you know,
bro?
for the last 5 minutes, he's been saying, yeah, Qatar's done this and this person's done this.
Yeah.
And Patrick Bet David sitting there scratching his armpits,
Yeah,
yeah?
like a little
And
chihuahua.
not challenging him at all. Like he's wasted
Yeah.
all that time flying there
Yeah.
to just ask him a few crappy questions.
Yeah.
He's not challenging him at all. So now Tommy Robinson, that one functioning brain cell that was rattling around in his head like a skittle,
Yeah.
even that's given up now as well. And he's just talking nonsense now,
Yeah,
frankly.
yeah. Now-
Oh yeah, he's a homosexual.
Yeah.
I'm a chocolate biscuit. Hey, look, there's a marshmallow sky.
And not only that, what's your point with this? I don't understand him being gay. Okay, 1 second. We know that's false.
No, even before that, he talks about, I don't know why he even accepted Islam.
Yeah.
You do know,
Exactly.
because you just said me and Andrew Tate are still Muslims.
Yeah.
He's a Muslim.
Yeah.
So you obviously,
Exactly.
do you have a problem with it or you don't have a problem
And not
with
only
it?
that, you're talking about, he's saying, oh, how can Sneeko accept Islam when he's gay? Hold on a second, my friend. You support
You
the
are gay.
Are you gay? Yes. You, the LGBTQ
Maybe.
movement.
Allegedly.
You are a Christian now.
I'm talking
You're
about
finished.
my statement.
Yeah, exactly. Listen to me. You followed you're pro LGBT. Yes. But hold on a second. I thought you're a Christian. Can you be Christian and gay? No, you can't. You know you can't. You listen to my friend Tommy Robinson. If I saw you on the streets as a Christian man now, you're finished, my friend. You're finished. Wahali, you're finished. You're done, my friend. Because you know why? You're supporting the gay community.
No,
At the same time, you're a
Ali,
Christian.
no, I can't let you carry on like
Okay,
this
I'm
because look, I know there's a King James version of the Bible, but there's also a Queen James version of the Bible. I think it's the Queen James version of the Bible that he follows. That's why it is.
You should tell me
Because
that before.
yeah,
That's very vital.
Well, I've watched a video from him saying, well, I wasn't sure if I was gay or not. Yeah. If you're not sure if you're gay or not, Sneeko, you're gay. Yeah. It's very simple. Okay. That's what his words, not mine. So I'm going by his words. Yeah. But I watched Sneeko and then he converts to Islam because it becomes trendy. Remember, people like us telling the truth about Islam, we were attacked in silence. And then Islam comes in with all his money and it becomes very trendy. Yeah. And it becomes trendy because all the money's coming and funding it. Now, Sneeko converts and then he goes and makes some video in Saudi Arabia, very well produced video. He's drawing the American youth. You need to wake up.
1 second. There is no evidence. We have full evidence that you are financed by the Zionists.
Yeah.
There is no evidence that Sneeko has ever been paid, yes, by any government. None.
And when it comes to gay, we have to be honest, bro. You are exhibiting more of the evidence that you are gay. You just come out of prison and you aren't walking properly.
He's gonna watch this.
Yeah.
Are you gay?
You are gay.
Why are you gay?
Allegedly.
Allegedly, yeah.
So, what was the other thing that he was saying?
Are you gay?
Now, there was another point I was going to make. So, about Sneeko.
Yeah, getting paid. The government.
So he's saying, yeah, he did it to gain fame and this. Okay, let's analyze the fame that Sneeko's got. So Sneeko's on Rumble. We all know Rumble is like when people are banned from platforms. The other one is X. Yeah. Okay, let's start the list. That's it.
Yeah.
He's not on Instagram. He's not on Facebook. He's not on YouTube. He's not on Snapchat. He's not allowed on these platforms. Yeah, TikTok, you name it. So why would he come? Even when you look at his videos are very similar. He's just started and adopted a new kind of style. But other than that, he's even recently in the Warner when he did the live stream. Sneeko's there with that bike that you have to pay to use it.
Yeah.
What's the evidence that guy is rolling with the Arab money?
Yeah, that's nothing, man. He thinks everyone's like.
Yeah. The same with Andrew Tate. Okay. These people, in my view, so many of the people, I see these TikTokers now after October 7th. I saw a black TikToker in America and she's got the Quran and I've just decided to pick up the Quran and start reading it. I think, oh, fuck off. How much have you been paid for that? Yeah. So to get the influence with the next generation of youth.
He can't, you know what it is with him? He's like, it is impossible for someone to rationally logically accept Islam. And if they do, to him, it's like, no, it cannot be. To him, it does not make sense, bro.
So, I don't understand. He's saying, why on earth would somebody pick up the Quran? Well, he wrote a book. Yeah, well, it was mostly written by Peter McLaughlin. Yeah. But if you look, can you see here? Yeah, can you see here? Look, the top yellow and the bottom yellow.
Yeah,
that's what they've written. The rest of that is just a copy paste of the Quran.
Say wallah.
That white bit, look, it's just Quran. It's just Quran. Look, chapter 69.
Unbelievable.
They just reorganized it and edited it.
Yeah.
Now, how do you do that without picking up the Quran? Who told you to pick up the Quran? No, but I did it for this reason. Yeah, they did it for the reason that they want to find out what's in the Quran.
Exactly.
It's called knowledge building. Just because you're reading a book doesn't mean you have to agree with it, Tommy Robinson. And surely if you're coming on TV and you're making this argumentation, surely you should be doing a bit of reading. And had you done a bit of reading, your sentence would be a bit more coherent than they are.
With the next generation of youth. Do you know how many people converted to Islam when Andr Tate converted to Islam? Do you know how many come out of prison holding the Quran? Do you know all these things?
So when Andrew Tate came out of prison, so many people started accepting Islam and they were holding the Quran. What happened when Tommy Robinson came out of prison looking like a Muslim?
Exactly.
Not a single person converted to Christianity.
Yeah, exactly.
I think he's just
He's a hater,
jealous.
He's a hater. He's like, I came out of prison, nothing happened. I had to flee to an island.
I came out of prison with a sore backside.
But all of these people, the way they now reach the public, as in there are billions of pounds to be spent in order to convert people to Islam. In my town centre, there's a shop called Discover Islam. Yeah, it's a shop that's funded. Its sole purpose is to convert non-Muslims to Islam. And
bro, I went to that shop. You know what's funny? Because we went there with the guy to prayer mats. Yeah, by the way, Tom Robinson. Yeah, I went there and there was so many reverts. There was one sister, Polish sister, who said she learned the entire salah through our mats. Yeah, a fantastic place. I know the brother who is carrying the operations, and we supply them with the mats. Tommy, if you want to meet me there, please let me know what time. Inshallah, I'll be there. So you just butthurt, bro. Islam is growing. You just cannot deal with it, bro.
To Islam. And that's in every town and city across the UK. There's a mass, and they work with the council. So if America do not wake up to the power and the influence coming in from the money from Saudi Arabia, they're going to convert your youth. And when they convert your youth through the prison system or on the streets, they're going to turn them so quickly and so fast against America.
They're right. They're going to turn them so quickly against drugs, yes, pornography, yes, sexual abuse, yes, alcohol, gambling. Okay, they're going to become real individuals who have real lives, who serve a specific purpose. Rather than, if you're going to talk about that, turn them against America, my friend, Zionists are fun. Look, America is owned by Zionists. AIPAC, we know that very clearly. So it's unbelievable. You call about democracy, and all of these senators, all these people are bought out. So if there's anyone funding money, you know, it's like every accusation is a confession. Bro, look at, they talk about human shields. Bro, Mossad, the headquarters are in a densely populated area. Everything they accuse the Palestinians or whoever, they do it themselves. This guy is full-blown funded, and he's attacking everyone with the argument that is purely against him. You're the one that's been funded, man. You've accused Bazarian, Andrew Tate, Sneeko, myself, Qataris, this, that. No evidence. The marches are anti-Jewish. No evidence. Nothing. All he's doing is talking. And this clown here, this flipping Chihuahua, Patrick Pet, his little pet, yeah, he's just letting him talk.
You know, I don't know if you zoomed into the bottom left, you can see Patrick Bet David. Yeah. He's just he's scrolling on social media. Yeah. He's so Tommy's so boring that the guy is just scrolling. Yeah. He's just checking out videos.
Not only that. Look at what they've done on purpose. They put his They put his book there. Enemy of the state. Look, do you see that? It's all, bro. It's intentional, and you will never defeat Islam. You will never, Patrick. You little pet. You will never, because you know why? Theologically, you're finished. Yes, your Trinity does not make sense, and people are flocking to Islam, and you're never going to stop Islam. But fly to wherever you like.
But that title of the book is correct. He is an enemy of the state.
Yes,
he's an enemy of the UK.
Exactly, because it's pro-Zionist. It's Israel first.
The money from Saudi Arabia, they're going to convert your youth. And when they convert your youth through the prison system or on the streets, they're going to turn them so quickly and so fast against America and against your own.
It's your own culture and Jews. My friend, this is where, look, I cannot wait. I hope I see you again. You know why? Because you're a Christian man now. Okay, you moron, you talk about values. You're a Christian man, even though you said, oh, you don't have to be you don't have to follow Jesus. What the fuck are you talking about, bro? You made your own Christianity. You're a Christian. Okay, simple question. Do you know in their Talmud, in their scriptures, your God, Jesus, that you say, let's go back to Jesus, we need to turn back to Jesus, everything was made because of Christianity and all our values. Okay, do you know they say that Jesus is boiling in his own feces in hellfire? Do you know they say his
don't
mother,
say feces, because some people don't know what that means. What is...
Oh, poo-poo.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. This
is
what
his crowd...
Exactly. This is you don't understand this kind of words. Yes. Okay. They call his mother an adulterer. You flipping moron. Muslims are the ones that are saying to your youth not to be degenerates, to fix their lives. Okay. This is why we give Dawah in Leicester Square, where people are going and trying to have glimpses of fun and depressed and they've got anxiety and so much stuff. We call them to the way of Islam, and they come and accept and become actual human beings, not zombies.
And you're on a big platform, and you're saying, "Oh, you don't have to be, you don't have to believe in Jesus."
Exactly. And not only that, the very people that you serve with money are insulting your faith. My friend, they're insulting the Jesus that you
spit on
believe
you. In Israel, they spit on your people.
Bro, I dare you. Look, let me do a social experiment. I will fund it, bro. I will fund it personally.
That's generous.
No, it is. I promise you, I will fund you to go to Israel, go as a Christian, wear a cross, and go to certain neighborhoods. They will spit on you. I will offer simply spit. They spit on your face. You know why? Because they see you as an idol worshipper. You scum.
The hatred thing, it's become fashionable. Do you know what's not fashionable? I get so much criticism. I think I don't get any benefit from it. I'm just speaking the truth. When I grew up in Luton, the Islamic Jihadist Centre is the old synagogue. Okay, I have seen so much Jew hatred in my hometown. I remember there was a young family remembering the Holocaust, and it was on the anniversary of they were having some date, and all the jihadists turned up, and the young family had to lock himself inside the town hall.
He doesn't know jihadist. He called me a jihadi. Bro, let me tell you something. This is absolute bullcrap. I've been a Muslim for 13 years. I have never been taught to hate Jews because they're Jews. This is bullcrap. This is nonsense. I don't teach my kids and go, hey, listen, today we're not going to memorize Quran. What we're going to do today is we're going to hate the Jews. Yeah, you know, Jews, we hate. No Muslim family that I know, nobody ever is taught to hate Jews. And guess what? Who hates Jews? The Christians. Because they believe you killed their God. They believe that you killed their God. And this infidel crusaders would massacre Jews. So this is a big fat lie. But anyways.
I don't know any Jewish gangs selling heroin. I don't know any Jewish rape gangs raping their way through our country. I don't know any bad Jews.
My friend, do you know about Jews? There are Zionists in America who are pedophiles who have the right to return home. Do you know how many pedophile Americans are flying back to Israel and running away from the justice system? Do you know this, bro? They have pedophile rings. Not only that, that girl who got raped by 6-7, was it an IB? I can't remember. A British girl who were raped by 6-7 IDF soldiers, Israelis, on holiday. Did you hear about, you bastard? Did you talk about, you scum? If that was your daughter, you know what he'll say? If that was his daughter being raped by those men, IDF, you know what he'll say? He'll say, they funded me. Yeah,
no, he would have said, what was my daughter doing there?
Yeah, exactly.
You shouldn't have gone there.
Exactly. You scum. Did you speak out against that? No, you didn't. And even people who are affected by the whole grooming situation, I don't know what that girl's name was, who's being bullied by them, even her kids to be thrown into the Thames or something like that. I forgot her name. Yes, even her. She was saying that, why you keep talking about only Asian grooming gangs when there were also white groomers as well? You're taking away, you're making it seem as this. Oh, it's only Asians. We're only bothered with Asians. Like that man who was in Liverpool who ran over some people with his car. It was in Liverpool. It happened after a match. I think it was Liverpool.
Yeah, it was Liverpool.
Yeah,
it was Liverpool.
Bro, what was the far right saying? Oh, it's a terrorist and Muslim. The moment they find out it was a white guy, it's fine. It's one of us. One of us can rape us. One of us can be a pedophile. One of us can run us over. As long as it's not Muslim.
Yeah, her name is Caitlin Spencer.
Caitlin Spencer, that's it. That's it. And she even spoke about this.
I don't know any Jewish gangs selling heroin. I don't know any Jewish rape gangs raping their way through our country. I don't know any bad Jews. I know Islamic, out of control, jihadists, criminals, terrorising our nation from one end of it to the other. And somehow they want to blame that on the Jews as well. So,
bro, look how he drinks the water. You know he's lying, bro.
The guy's stressed
bro, I will fund you. I'm telling you, I'll pay you an economy class to Israel. That's after if Iran starts firing ballistic missiles. Yeah. Then
no, business class. Give him business class.
No, I can't do business. No, sorry. If Hijab wants to chip in, maybe. Okay, no business class for this scum dirtbag. You should sit next to the aisle, next to the toilet. Yeah. Okay. So when he goes there, I want him to go to any Israeli area and write Christ is King. Bro, watch what happens to you, bro. Bro, watch what happens to you. I'll pay for that.
Tate's reasoning is because you've known Tate, for his brother stays being a Christian, but Tate leaves when he goes to jail and he says the people that wrote me letters were Muslims, but not a single Christian person wrote me a letter when I was Muslim. Have you spoken to him about it or no?
So I believe Christian leadership has failed us. But I believe there's a revival happening right now in Great Britain. I want to make a mini documentary on it. Something's happening. Something big is happening. We went to our demonstration, 100,000 people, and there was a lad, he had Christ is King banner, and the whole place was erupted. And then I looked at 100,000 people chanting Christ is King in the middle of Trafalgar Square. This is unthinkable, unseen. Something's happening. When you have your loss of identity, loss of culture, and you feel at threat, people are looking back to where it's come from. But the church leadership are traitors to us, in many of them. We need masculine Christianity. I think with Andrew Tate, he's a chess player. And I think that when he was deplatformed, I'd love to have a discussion with Andrew Tate personally on it. We're going to disagree on a lot, me and Andrew Tate. We go back years, but we're going to disagree on a lot. Because I think that when Andrew Tate, he made a comment that he didn't realise the influence he had when he used to make videos. And this was when he got deplatformed. And if he could do it again, he maybe think more careful about what he's saying. Yeah, there he is telling people and drawing people to Islam. Now, if Andrew Tate now decided he didn't believe in Islam, didn't believe a word of it, he can't even come out and say it. They'll kill him. He can't become the most famous apostate in the world if he's dead. They want him more than they want me.
You think they'll kill him?
100%. he'd be the biggest target.
It's funny, man. I'm gonna end that there, man.
That's just so stupid, bro. Because he knows a lot of people that profess to not being Muslim and they haven't been killed.
Exactly.
Like this argument, honestly, these are drawn out, boring arguments that are repeated again and again. And you know what? I think it's an insult to his own crowd, to his own followers that actually believe this stuff. And I think you guys are to blame, the people that still follow him, because that's the reason why he hasn't picked up a book, and that's the reason why he hasn't improved his argumentation, and the guy is still stuck in the past.
Exactly, man. I'll be honest with you. If I see you on the street, Tom Robinson, I'm gonna come to you again. I'll surprise attack you again. You know why? Because you're a Christian, man. You're a new man. Before you was not a Christian.
What do you mean by surprise attack?
Surprise attack. Intellectual surprise attack. Yeah.
Okay.
He knows. I mean, bro, if you hit him,
they're stupid, bro.
If you hit him, half will go to waste. Like I'm genuinely saying, half will go to waste. Yeah. And let me be honest with you. Intellectual slap will hit you harder. Like when I confronted you in that court case, you was crapping yourself. Okay, I'm gonna do this time, but you as a Christian version, the Tommy Robinson Christian version. You know why? Because I want to hear your opinions. You talked about apostasy, yeah, my friend. You're a Christian man now. The Bible is all yours. It says kill, apostates. You've got the apostate laws there. You've got the Numbers 19 verse 31. I think Numbers 31 verse 18. My friend, I want to know your opinion about the very people that you defend, the Zionists, yes, the Talmud, about your God. I cannot wait to see your face, my friend. If you're a real Christian, and follower of Christ, I dare you to answer that, inshallah. And if you want to come to my Dawah table, Leicester Square, every Friday and Sunday, I challenge you and your intellectual midgets to come and tell us that we Muslims are harmful. We want the best for the British youth. And I mean this genuinely. Do you know how many people come and they're gambling addicts, alcohol addicts, unhappy? There was one man came, wallahi, bro, he was on the verge of suicide. We had to talk him out of it. Yes, I didn't come and say he's a British man. We said his life is dear. Allah says in the Quran, if he saved one soul, it's as if he saved the whole of humanity. We want the best for the British people.
The country has come to such a level that they need a minister for loneliness, for God's sake.
Bro, we cannot make that.
They have a minister for loneliness, ladies and gentlemen. Even if you look at the population, because they're talking about lowering fertility rates, there are more dogs in people's homes than there are children.
SubhanAllah.
I mean, and even in this interview, when you've got a big platform, invite the people to Christianity.
Exactly.
What does he say? Oh, you don't really have to believe in Jesus.
I'll be happy. I'll be happy to live on the Christian rule. They're the people of the book. I'll be happy, bro. All day, every day, instead of liberals and flipping transgenders and flipping LGBT, teaching my kids all kind of flipping crazy, degenerate stuff, I'd rather in Christianity, even if we will say we don't believe with them, and we believe that is far worse in the sense by the theology, but at least you're not drilling it down by force, subhanAllah. So to be honest, we have no issue. But anyways, Tommy Robinson, and I don't even know why he's in this island. I don't know where he's run away from. But anyways, it's probably those letters that were sent by Muhammad Hijab to his house. Anyways, inshallah, we'll see you.
You're gonna have to clarify that because people might not know.
No, it's letters. It's like you write a letter.
No.
He's suing him.
Yes.
It's legally suing him, and we will see him in court. Till next time, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Brothers and sisters, if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up.